everybody, this is Doc88 back for Flux Galaxy Episode 3. We had a wee bit of an issue. I lost about 45-50 minutes of footage there, which pretty much sucked. I showed off sort of the new place and went to the moon and had some kind of issues. I had ran into a bug there, and I was on the moon trying to do some quarrying, and apparently in cleaning up the Doc88 mainframe for the new year, I appear to have misplaced that footage, which is to say I have deleted it. So yeah, that sucks. So as you can notice, come out here, there have been substantive big huge changes to the treehouse. It's kind of sprawling. It's not looking super great. I probably make it look a lot better. But I went and did a lot with carpenters, and these are some glowstone things that I made up here. This is some enlightened clear glass I made that actually helps light this place up. Obviously we have tons of barrels now. Have a world anchor, a dimensional anchor rather, trash can, and then over here I actually got a pump and got about 5-ish barrels of oil. And we have our tinker's area, we have some lava, and then I'll show you the upstairs in a second. So over here we're still rocking the basic energy conduits, Stirling generators. And then our capacitor bank is up around 35 million, which is pretty good overall. We do have a culinary generator. I made a second tier one, and this one's kind of interesting because I've discovered that toast has a pretty good power factor. It's got about a 250 power factor when you put toast in there, and toast is actually pretty easy. You take either wheat or barley, and you put it in your crafting inventory. That makes wheat flour. And then I can bake this into bread. It'll turn out like this. Then I can bake that bread again a second time, and it's actually going to come out as toast. And toast has, I think it was a 256 when I was checking last night. 224. So that's good. That's going to help me keep this, because power generation is just a real problem now because I don't have sustainable power generation. I'm still dependent on coal and charcoal, and that's kind of a problem. So over here I made an enrichment chamber, which I needed to make in order to make some of the steel and other things I had to make. Rolling machine, which I got for free from that village in the first episode. A metallurgic infuser, I needed that for steel. Crusher, and an energized smelter. Then over here I have my sag mill, my alloy smelter set up, sort of kitty corner with these chests so that they can feed and push in and out of each other. Have another rolling machine that I actually made by hand because when I was making steel and I was making the flat plates for Galactic Craft, one rolling machine is not enough. You need two because it takes a while. Over here we have our oxygen collector, oxygen compressor, and oxygen storage module for use with Galactic Craft. I currently have it disconnected from the universal cable because I think these use trickle power, and so I think these continue to drain power even if they're not at use. I think that is, I think the oxygen collector in particular, but I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, I have the oxygen storage module because this will store 60,000 units of oxygen. That's going to be useful when I go back to the moon. Obviously over here we have our smeltery, which we've moved. Same deal with the redstone clocks moving down into here. And over here we have our NASA workbench, which is what we use to make our rocket. So over here I have my bookshelves with the enchantment table. Over here I have an oil drum, just a little redstone pulling out into some golden fluid powered pipe I made, a refinery from BC Factory that's currently turning this into fluid. When I was making the mechanical pipes, it just made sense to make ultimate mechanical pipes, so I kind of went through the process and I got about 10 of them, and they flow really pretty fast. This is a dynamic tank from Mechanism, and I misunderstood how big exactly it was going to be when I was doing my calculations. So you can see it has, currently, it's got about 183,000 millibuckets. That's down from its height because I actually took about a full barrel full of fuel out, which is about another 256 to the moon, so that I'd have fuel. But as you can see, it's barely, yeah, so this is going to kind of hold all the fuel. Then I got a coke oven down here, blast furnace brick. I was using these to make steel. It's alright, but it's super inefficient, and it just takes forever, and that's when I moved to the Mechanism deal. Then, obviously, I had to go to the nether at one point. I really, really love these garage doors here. So I got my nether in here. And then, I guess I can show you upstairs. So this is where I have my bed. It's super helpful. Monsters are really never close enough that I can't go to sleep, so that's good. Ladder from Tinker's Construct. I kind of like how it looks. And then up here, I don't have it currently, but this is where I had my launch pad set up to launch from here. And you can, this is actually a good vantage point. You can see the garden is going pretty well. So let's go down here. And then if we go here, I have another garage door. This leads up. And then here is actually where we're going to make our Pam's Harvest Craft / Growth Craft kitchen. So this is where I'm going to make my little kitchen area in here. And then this is just simply what you saw before. So that's about a 7-minute intro to everything that we happen to have here. So what I want to work on tonight, or today rather, is I want to grab so you'll notice I've made some Pam's Harvest Craft stuff, but let's see, let's get some iron. And, oh, and I guess I should show you, it's pretty freaking disorganized actually in here, but this is kind of my booty right now. The thing I was really looking forward actually was this, the meteoric iron. I managed to get 8 of them, which was super, super helpful because the meteoric iron is what I'm going to use to make the solar panel. Actually, no, sorry, the lunarium chunk, which I have 4 of, is what I'm going to use to make that. But the solar generator does require meteoric iron. So I should be able to make 2 of these. I'm going to need a third, so I'm going to need some more lunarium before I'll be able to make the basic generator. And that's the thing that I'm kind of discovering with this mod pack, is its progression is really slow. You can get to a certain point, like here, pretty fast, but then you got to get resources from the moon. And I ran 2 quarries on the moon. I initially had some landmarks to try to see if I could make them bigger, which I couldn't. And it just ended up taking a lot of time, and I didn't get a lot of resources. And my oxygen just went way a lot faster than I was used to when playing Galacticraft before. And I don't have oxygen generation set up on the moon. So what I'm going to need to do is take some saplings and stuff and a bunch of water. Probably going to take one of these portable tanks and put a bunch of water in it. And then I'm going to have to set up some oxygen generation on the moon that will then allow me to be able to refill my oxygen tanks and have a little bubble. You can make a little oxygen bubble generator, and that will then allow me to work from the moon with these quarries, because I'm just going to have to quarry probably several times to get what I need to be able to get not only sustainable power, but also from the moon I need to find that one of those skeleton boss layers, which you find in a crater, and I needed to defeat that sucker so that from him I can get the blueprints that will let me go to Mars, because from Mars you need materials there to be able to make the advanced stuff. So yeah, pretty complicated. I won't lie, it's a lot more complicated than I thought it was going to be, but it's fun and it's good. So what are we going to work on making? First, we're going to make a presser from Pam's Harvest Craft. So we're going to need some planks, and we're going to need some redstone. Luckily, we have planks, and we have redstone. That's the other thing, is I'd really love to turn this into an ME system, but that also requires materials that we do not have currently right now. So, and I forget that because it has to match the exact thing, and also we need cobblestone. So we're just going to make a whole bunch of pistons, because so we're going to make 2 pressers, and then we already have a frying pan. What else? Let's look in. So Growthcraft has a fruit press, a brew kettle. So fruit, press, which is a piston. So we're going to make one of those. And we're going to make a brew kettle. Okay. And what else? Fruit press. We already have some fermenting barrels, actually. Fish trap would actually be pretty helpful, because that would give me fish. So let's see what a fish trap is. Some wood, a lead, which is a slime ball, and some string. Let's see. So this. Make a lead, and we're going to make a fish trap. So the fish trap is going to be useful because I can put this sucker down there and it will catch fish for us. So that's cool. And let's see. Pam's Harvest Craft presser. Water barrel, stone basin. Okay. Is iron. iron and stone. Okay. Well, I happen to have... I thought I had some stone. Okay, well, we will cook ourselves some stone. So we'll come over here, and this is the chest that's gonna have all our stuff in it, including our watering can. And you'll notice I do have various stuff from Growthcraft, and I just need to get this up and running. I haven't done that yet. And stone. Alright. Which looks like I already had stone in there. But okay. Okay. And stone basin. Alright, let's see, what else can we make from here? We don't really need beehives or apiaries, although we could do that. These are the various cakes. Actually, I think we may have a couple of bees. So let's look at the apiary. Oh, and an item frame? And nothing. Alright. All we need from that is some leather. And some sticks. So apiary, item frame. Alright, and we have an apiary. Okay. So, the other thing is I think we have tool racks. So let's see what kind of wood we have. Let's try. I like bloodwood a lot. Alright, let's try this. It's kind of light. There we go. So we have 3 tool racks, which we may be able to store some of our items in. So, how do we want to arrange this? Well, I'd like to do like counters. So let's put this here. And then let's put the presser there. Let's put the fruit press there. Let's make another fruit press. And we need more wood. Alright. So, the Stealthy Gamer 01 TSG, which is, my son is always telling me that my inventory is out of control. And, not gonna lie, he's probably right. So these dollies, super, super, super useful. So I'm gonna put these in here. And then we're gonna take these fermenting barrels. I think we have some glowstone left. Yes, we do. And we have our handy chisel. So let's do... we'll do that. And then so there we go. We have a kitchen, we have a fermented barrel, we have some stone basins, a cauldron, some fruit presses, some tool racks, and pressers. And then in theory, you know what, let's get rid of some of this stuff here. So let's get rid of you, and you can go back right here. Okay. So in theory, hopefully... No, it doesn't work. Oh, that sucks. Okay. Back to the drawing board, I think, for that. Let's see. Is there like a drying... So there's a drying rack that may work. Let's find out. Let's gonna get rid of some of this stuff here. Alright. Let's see. Yes, it does work. Sweet. Alright. So we can take the pot and the mortar and pestle. Pot. It does look pretty janky. Not gonna lie. But it's a good way to keep them where we can see it. There's the mixing bowl and the juicer. Mixing bowl and the juicer. So, busy little kitchen here. Got our ferment barrels set up, which we're going to use with GrowthCraft to start making some wine and beer and stuff. We got a cauldron, which you can put some water in. We got some basins here. Got our tools, our fruit presses, our pressers, which we'll be able to use with soybeans, and then our diamond chests, which have our materials for all of our foods. Let's see. Alrighty. So, let's go upstairs and sleep. And I think we're going to call it a night there. So next episode, we're going to get ready to go to the moon. We may actually go to the moon and get the oxygen collector set up and get the trees and whatnot set up. And then we'll be able to do some both some adventuring on the moon to try to get some more meteoric iron. Also, lots of quarrying, because we need lunarium and lots of the other stuff. And we'll probably devote another episode alone to trying to find that skeleton boss and taking him out. And then that will set us up to go to Mars. So, and I guess I also need to get that growth stuff set up. So maybe we'll do that next episode. I'm not sure. But anyway, thank you all for watching. I want to give a big shout out to Lapatronian, who is the first subscriber I had outside of TSG, and Precisi, who is one of my friends who also subscribed, and I have another subscriber too, which is super awesome, and I can see folks are watching the videos. My first one of these has a bunch of views, which is very cool, and I appreciate it. So y'all take care, and I'll see y'all later.